Let us see efficiency of transformer. We know efficiency at any load, say at full load, efficiency at full load is given by output plus losses. And in transformer we know what is loss. Output by output plus iron loss plus copper loss, say at full load. So efficiency at full load can be written as output. So output power, AC power, that is V2 I2 cos phi 2 for a given load divided by V2 I2 cos phi 2 plus iron loss plus copper loss at full load. Right. So V2 I2 is VA rating, and if I have to write kVA, then I will multiply by 10 power 3, and cos phi 2 is load power factor. We know load is here. Current in this load is I2, voltage across this load is V2, and power factor is cos phi 2, then power will be V2 I2 cos phi 2. So here I can write in terms of kVA, efficiency at full load will be kVA into 10 power 3 into cos phi, that is power factor, by kVA 10 power 3 into power factor plus iron loss plus copper loss at full load. Percentage efficiency you will get by multiplying with 100. Okay. Efficiency of transformer can be calculated at any fractional load. So at any fractional load, say X, what happens? kVA changes. kVA at any fractional load X will be X times rated kVA. So this is what? Rated kVA. Right. And at the same time, copper loss also changes as it is variable loss. So copper loss at any load X will be given as X square copper loss at full load. Okay. So efficiency at any fractional load X will be given by X times kVA 10 power 3 into power factor by X kVA 10 power 3 into power factor plus iron loss plus X square copper loss at full load into 100 percentage efficiency. Right. So this is what efficiency at any fractional load X, where X can be a factor. For 100% load X will be 1. For 50% load X will be 0.5. Likewise it will change. Now let us see condition for maximum efficiency. So condition for maximum efficiency. We know efficiency in terms of output by output plus losses. So efficiency equal to output power, that is say V2 I2 into power factor cos phi divided by V2 I2 into power factor plus iron loss plus copper loss if circuit is referred on secondary side, as these are secondary values. So I can write copper loss as I2 square Re2. If it is referred in primary, then it will be V1 I1 and it will be I1 square RE1, right? So in this efficiency expression, rated voltage is fixed value, power factor for a given load is also fixed, iron loss is constant loss, and RE2, that is equivalent resistance referred on secondary side, is also fixed value. Only variable is I2. So if I differentiate this efficiency with respect to I2 and equate it to 0 to have maxima condition, I will get efficiency at condition for maximum efficiency, right? Or I can rewrite this efficiency expression dividing numerator and denominator by I2. It will be V2 into power factor divided by V2 into power factor plus iron loss by I2 plus I2 RE2. Now you can see numerator is free of variable, whereas denominator is having variable I2. So I will differentiate denominator only with respect to I2 to get condition for maximum efficiency. So d by di2 of denominator equal to 0. So if I differentiate, differentiation of this will be 0. 1 by d by di2 of 1 by I2 will be minus 1 by I2 square. So pi by I2 square. Differentiation of this I2 RE2, it will be RE2 only, RE2 equal to 0, and therefore we can rewrite Pi equal to I2 square RE2. This is nothing but copper loss. So we got condition for efficiency, maximum efficiency is iron loss equal to copper loss. That will be iron loss only. So efficiency condition for maximum condition is this one, and copper loss cannot be kept in numerical value because iron loss is fixed loss. So copper loss must be adjusted equal to iron loss, then only you will have maximum efficiency. And at maximum efficiency kVA also changes, and the value will be given by kVA at maximum efficiency eta max will be given by kVA at any load, or if it is full load then it will be Pi by PCUFL. And if kVA at any fractional value is available, then it will be Pi by PCU at that fractional value, right? Therefore efficiency expression, maximum efficiency will be given by kVA at maximum efficiency into 10 power 3 into power factor divided by kVA eta max 10 power 3 into power factor plus 2 times Pi. So this will be expression for maximum efficiency. Now let us see regulation. Of transformer. So while transferring power, as load changes, we are seeing variation in load voltage, right, which must be maintained constant, and for that we need to regulate voltage to have constant rated voltage. So due to leakage reactance value, there will be voltage drop when load changes, and because of that terminal voltage changes. So let us define regulation. So it is defined as change in output terminal voltage from no load to full load no load to full load expressed as fraction of full load rated voltage, expressed as fraction of full load rated voltage, where no load voltage is obtained, no load voltage is obtained when full load at a given power factor is removed keeping input voltage and frequency constant, right? Therefore regulation can be written as regulation equal to no load voltage E2 minus rated voltage V2 by rated voltage, percentage regulation multiplied by 100. Okay, where E2 is no load voltage. Let us go for a regulation by approximation. So approximate voltage regulation. So if I refer my circuit on secondary side, then it will be like this. This is load and voltage across this is say V2. This voltage is secondary induced EMF V2, which will be also written as V1 dash, say. This is RE2. I have referred circuit on secondary side, and this is JXE2, and this is what I2. So this is my circuit. We know RE2 is R1 dash plus R2 and XE2 is X1 dash plus X2. I can write here the voltage equation by KVL. V1 dash will be V2 plus I2 RE2 plus J I2 XE2. So based on this I can draw phasor diagram. Okay. So let me take voltage as a reference. So load voltage, that is V2. So say this is V2. This is V2. And if I take lagging power factor, then load current I2 will lag V2 by some angle phi 2. Now there will be I2 R2 drop. So I2 R2 drop will be in phase with I2 only. So I2 R2 drop will be here. This is what I2 R2 drop. And there will be I2 X2 drop that will lead it by 90 degrees. So this is what this is I2 x E2, this is RE2, this is RE2, this is XE2 drop. So we know, we have seen expression that E2, that is V1 dash, equal to V2 plus I2 RE2 plus I2 XE2. So this can be V2 plus I2 RE2, V2 plus I2 RE2 plus XE2 will be written as E2, which is V1 dash. Now I need to find voltage regulation, and that is nothing but change in terminal voltage from no load to full load divided by full load voltage. So if load is absent, then if load is absent here, if it is open, then here voltage will be V2 only, E2 only, that is equal to V1 dash. There will not be any drop, right? So that will be, this will be no load voltage, and this is rated voltage or load voltage. So let me do approximation. So E2, which is no load voltage, its exact value can be obtained if I take an arc from origin, say this is O point, from here say this is C point. OC is nothing but E2. Say OC equal to its projection I can take by taking arc. So this is E point, right? And I will do approximation. So its vertical projection will be here, that is nothing but D point, say. This is phi 2, so this angle is also phi 2. And perpendicular on this is this line, and perpendicular on this is this line. Therefore this angle and this angle will be same. This is phi 2. Let me drop one perpendicular from here, and this value is say n. Let me write this as A point, right? Now if, and this angle is say delta, which is very low value. So if delta is 0, then V1 dash cos delta, V1 dash cos delta is, V1 dash cos delta is this one, this value, right? That is the x component of this one, equal to, if delta is 0, cos delta will be 0. So V1 dash cos 0 will be V1 dash only. Okay. And V1 dash cos delta is nothing but OD. It's x component. So this is what OD, this is approximate, is equal to, what is V1 dash? So V1 dash, if I take here its projection, so exact value of V1 dash is OE. You can see arc from here, so OE. So I will write here OE, right? Now approximate drop, approximate voltage drop, approximate voltage drop will be what? See, this is no load voltage, this is load voltage. So available voltage is this one, but at load voltage is low, and its vertical projection is what? OD, right? So this much, and we are doing approximation, means I have written OD is nothing but OE. So this much is neglected, which is approximation. Therefore this much voltage, OD voltage, is supplied, but at load only OA voltage is available. So drop will be what? AD. Therefore, it will be approximate voltage drop will be available voltage, supplied voltage minus load voltage. OD minus OA. So OD minus OA is nothing but AD. Let us find AD, right? AD. Let me complete this also. So AD is what? AD is from here, this point is D, so it will be AN plus ND. AN plus ND. ND and so ND is this one, this length equal to this length, right? This is equal to this one. So what is AN? AN, if I take this right angle triangle, AN, say it is P, ANP, this point, this point, this point. Then in that case, AN will be I2 RE2 cos phi, right? So it will be I2 RE2, AN will be I2 RE2 cos phi 2. And what will be ND? So for ND I will take this triangle CPQ, right? So in this case ND equal to PQ. ND is nothing but PQ. And by this right angle triangle, PQ will be what? I2 XC2 sin phi. XC2 sin phi 2. Therefore, I can write here, it will be I2 XE2 sin phi 2. So we got approximate drop, right? Therefore, percentage regulation will be drop. Drop is this much. So it will be I2 RE2 cos phi 2 plus I2 XE2 sin phi 2 divided by rated voltage V2. And if circuit is referred on primary side, then it will be I1 RE1. Load power factor will be cos phi 2 only. Cos phi 2 plus I1 XE1 sin phi 2 divided by V1 in 200.